When you writing a book, Dave?
I'm writing. I also have a book. You know, I have a book called Culture Vultures. Yeah,
What's it called?
It's called Culture Vultures. I did. Have you ever looked at the hip hop motivations that I do?
Yeah, absolutely.
So me and Kenyatta did a book, and it's already written. He wrote it. We done with it, and I'm also giving it out in different ways. So it's gonna be an auditory experience as well.
It's a series. The Fashion Game. Culture Vultures, the book. In business, Damon's a guy that's worn many hats.
Question: what did you see what Ben Carson said about black people are slaves being we're immigrants? Did you hear about that?
He said, he was like, immigrants are on the bottom of the boat.
When I heard that, I was like,
immigrants? I believe that there's a lot of pressure to be in front of a lot of people, and you say stupid shit sometimes.
Because when I heard that, I was like, yo, he said immigrants.
It wasn't very bright.
Slave.
I bet when he said it, he wanted to eat that word right back. He knew he said some dumb shit. And then he's supposed to be smart because he's a doctor and all that. But, in this moment, he through the election, he showed his demeanor.
Yeah.
He showed his spine. He was like the little. He was he wasn't very. Like, he couldn't be our president. He didn't have the...
He wasn't articulate enough to me.
Well, he just wasn't strong. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't confident enough.
Right.
And then now he's working under the person. It's funny how Trump makes people kiss the ring. So, as I see it, anyone that says anything or goes against him, he hires them. So it's like, now you got to kiss the ring publicly. And you can say some stupid shit all you want. I think the only purpose of his position is to showcase humbleness.
Right.
Because if I said all that shit about Trump and all this other shit, and I had a beef with him that way, stay over there. I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's obvious that these people's agenda is self-serving. They want to be they want to be in the business. So, I just think that it's not as easy as people think to be on your toes and answer questions. And a lot of times you say some stupid shit. He couldn't have been serious. He couldn't have meant it. I'm going to give the man the benefit of doubt and just say that he just, because of the fact he's around so much stupid shit, he said some stupid shit.
What are the chances of other indie artists being as successful as Chance the Rapper without a major label?
If you get a cosign from Kanye, you're good. But you got to work hard. You got to be good. You know what I'm saying? You got to work hard. The thing about being an independent artist is if you can do a show and fill it up, you don't need a label. There's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of people I know that have independent deals. They make 50, 60 grand a show, and it's because they've developed their show. The bottom line is, if you develop a show, you don't need a label. You don't need a label. You know what I'm saying? If you get a cosign from someone that's national or someone that's major, and you're independent, and you look under then you see that the music is good, you got a style, and you got a good publicist. What do you really see? Most artists just don't know what to surround themselves with infrastructure. Get a good publicist, not a publicist, a good publicist.
A good publicist.
Because there's a lot of bum publicists out there that'll just take your bread and don't do shit and whatever. But if you get someone like what I would do as far as publicists go is I look at someone who has a career that I would want or who gets as much publicity and just figure out who their publicist is. They're for hire. Just pay them.
Take some research, go find out who that publicist is.
It's not even that hard. It really ain't. When you want to book somebody, you got to say who's their publicist. You call them. But the same call you make to book them could be the same call you make to hire the publicist. Why not?
Man,
that's easy. It's logical.
Every independent artist out there right now, if you didn't hear that,
you gotta have some bread to pay for them, but you gotta do it. But make sure you have your merch. Make sure you have a good fucking someone to book your shows, a booking agent, and make sure you have a good publicist. A publicist, a booking agent, and someone to handle the things you don't like. You're good. You don't need too much more. It's easy to make videos and be seen. That's not hard.
Right.
It's easy you can make a fucking record off of a computer. That's it.
Right.
As long as it's mixed correctly.
Because right off the bat, you guys didn't have a publicist. You just was out.
Let me just tell you what the game is for majors right now. They're going to take your YouTube channel. That's what the game is. That's how they rob you. They say they make you think about everything but your YouTube channel, but they're taking that. That's what you don't let them get when you go, and don't let them get your show or your merch. But that's what the game right now is, and for majors is to get your YouTube channel.
It's like a part of the 360.
It's just the YouTube thing about it. You ain't even thinking about it. You're not up on it. Somebody giving you a check. They just want your YouTube channel.
Wow.
They get the money off that. Just keep your YouTube channel.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I saw a little story on Chance. Funny he said it about Chance the Rapper, and he was just talking about how He's strictly independent. He does all his own things. He does a show. He books his own show. He got a booking agent. He does everything himself.
Why can't you?
And he's
If you have
successful.
any intelligence at all, you can really do things on your own.
And he's dope. Yeah.
And he's good. So, you know, and he represents something popular. I mean, the more important thing is once he got it, at least he's doing it by example publicly. He's giving back to, you know, Chicago. He's cutting them checks.
Yeah.
You know, and from what I see, he's good. He's a family man. So, you know, I think his agenda is correct. When your agenda is right and you want things for the right reasons,
Absolutely.
things fall into place naturally. If you respect the game, respect will protect you no matter what.
Absolutely.
And the test is always like, are you going to go against your soul? Are you going to go against your creed, your code of honor, your
The law of
ethics?
karma. They
It's
call it
just
the law
a-
of cause and effect. It's like if you're doing things the right way and you're being honest and you.
Well, that's what I consider selling your soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if somebody asks you to do something against the grain and you put a check and you do something against your moral fabric, you sold your soul.
Absolutely.
It ain't like a devil does it.
Not
You
like
actually
pitchforks.
sell your soul, but the devil is the money.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the money. The reasons why you do it is the devil. Everyone has a different devil. Some people's devil's money, some people's devil's women, some people's devil is liquor, some people's devil is drugs.
The flip side of that, some people's God is like people have different gods and different devils.
Well, certain things that make you heavenly, you know what I'm saying? That make you good. You know, everyone, heaven is subject to the person.
It's subjective.
Like imagine a person that loves to go to church every day. They die, they want to go to bed, they want to go to heaven and go to church all day.
Right.
That would be hell for me. You understand? I don't want to sit in the church all day. That's not what I want to do and be told what I just can't sit
It's
still.
just not what you want to do.
So it's all subject to the individual, what they enjoy, what they consider heaven.
Yeah.
Your heaven and your hell is subject to it's all
What you feel.
What you feel.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Ryan?
Yes. People want to know about Dusko whiskey.
All right, well, you know, like I said, we've sold out. The great thing is we got a call from South Carolina, and we'll be able to distribute in South Carolina now. The liquor's on its way from Spain, and you know, we can sell it in North Carolina. So if you're see, the thing is, if you want Dusko, no matter where you're at, you got to go to the store or go to the bar and say, ask for it from the local distributor. Then they'll call us, and then we'll be able to do it. You understand what I'm saying? But if they're
Simple
telling,
as that.
if they're like, oh, it's not distributed here, but anybody that's a retailer, they know they can get it distributed. They just got to call the distributor.
Like you can get anything.
You can get anything. You just have to ask for it. So that means they're not asking for it. So if you ask for it, they'll send it. So we're in North Carolina. We'll be in South Carolina. We're in the tri-state area. That's Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, and we're really pushing hard to be in Vegas because I'm part of the G5 group and, you know, the cultivation, and we're about to grow that first, because it's recreational now. We're about to have that first harvest in like July, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're approaching that like a real business because it is a real business.
Okay.
So we're going to be in Vegas a lot, so we need that Dusko out in Vegas. We're doing a big, kind of a party. We rented out like a whole hotel, so it's going to be like our hotel, like 60, 70 rooms.
Okay.
So we let people stay wherever they want, and on 420, and you know, it's going to be
So the laws in Vegas are the same laws in LA as far as weed goes then?
almost the same, but I think the recreational part of it is going to kick in earlier for Vegas. It kicks in July. It's like next year for LA. But the difference between LA and Vegas is the weed is scrutinized. To pass the FDA in Vegas,
It's a little more.
you have to have the cleanest weed. It's got to be cleaner than food. So basically, the way things are going in Vegas is probably the way the rest of the country is going to be. But right now, they don't scrutinize it as heavy in LA. So there's articles that you could read that came out where it's like there's still pesticides on it. There's still this. There's still that. There's a certain I can't even articulate it the way my man Larry can. But like him and his crew, they're building the best grow house. You know what I'm saying? And it shit costs millions, not to talk their business and shit. But you just can't get into the weed business like that. You got to have enough money, and it's like a window of time that you could do it, and you have to have everything set up or it shuts.
Wow.
And they had everything straight. But you have to build your facility to be able to facilitate.
And that has to be approved. That's all.
Everything has to be approved. You have to be squeaky clean, and your weed got to be squeaky clean. So basically, the weed in Vegas is like the Whole Foods of weed. We call it high altitude because the air has to be a certain way in here. Like Gov can't just be walking into that grow. But I
noticed that you kept him out there. I saw he was outside.
Yeah, you can't go in that grow. You can't go in that grow. But if in LA, you can walk in the grow. It's not a big deal.
But why would he not be able? Why would the dog be not like?
Because he's dirty. And shit that's gonna anything can damage the air. So you have to have your different filters and all. It's crazy what it is. He's sleepy. I don't know why. Get up. Now you don't want nobody to play with you, right? You know what I'm saying?
So you saying Vegas will probably be
Vegas
like
is
how
the
it is
way.
overseas with the hash, the coffee shops.
Yeah.
Where you
It's
get
gonna be like that, but cooler. Because Vegas is a destination, but again, the weed is so regulated. You know that you might go to Vegas just to smoke the weed because it's so good. Like Vegas weed is cleaner. You know your shit because it can't get passed unless it's this clean. You understand what I'm saying?
Damn.
So like, you know, my man Larry, little Larry, Shine, like they got somebody in there, Shine, that's their partner. He's like MacGyver. He in there looking at every little thing. They've been working on this shit since I met him. You know what I'm saying? Everything. They should, because it gotta be right, and it costs. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that shit is so dope that, you know, I wanted to put them in my network, Dame Dash Studios, so they got their own streaming service now. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just gonna be cannabis related. It's gonna be like Vice. But with weed, you know what I'm saying? And they got some really good filmmakers that's rocking with them. You know
That's
what I'm
gonna
saying?
be next level. Yeah, that's
That's the way, you know, when you hustle, you don't hustle for the now, you hustle for the 10 years or the 5 years from now. So that's what I'm looking at. Well, how's it gonna be in 5 years? What am I gonna have to pass to my kids? But the crazy thing about weed is like, yeah, I used to sell weed when I was younger, but it was illegal. But now all the things that I know about it, I could tell my son. Like me, I got my son with me, and I'm like, this is how you grow weed, how you sell it, you know. And it's a family business. It's so crazy the timing. Like, we have to really appreciate that we're alive in these moments. Like, I was alive for a black president. I was alive for weed to be legal. I was alive for the internet to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many different innovations have happened now that we've been here for.
I agree. Yeah.
So it's a real lucky time. Like, we're all really lucky that everyone that's on this planet now is able to see at the evolved state of the world.
Right.
Motherfuckers is paying to go to Mars now.
Yeah.
You know, Elon Musk, he's an important, I think he might be a Martian. He might not be from this planet.
Yeah, I saw that.
He just has too much technology.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, there's a lot of questions that are starting to be answered as it relates to what's going on off this planet.
Right.
You can never think out of 100 billion galaxies that we're the only ones that have life. Right. And where are we getting all our technology from? There's a lot of technology that's kind of out this world.
Right.
So when somebody got too much technology, they either know somebody from another planet or they might be from another planet.
Absolutely.
Elon Musk might be from another planet. But he's doing good by the Earth. I'm real happy about him being on this planet. Like, I don't want him to fly out to Mars because that shit something could happen. I want to make sure he stays safe.
Yeah.
But he's definitely revolutionized the industry.
Yeah.
There's something special about what he's doing. He's young. I don't know. He's probably like 2,000 years old. You know, because on other planets, and you have more access to your brain, you know, even if you read the Bible, people live longer, right? They were like 2,000 years.
Right.
Because they were, you know, they're supposed to be cut with, like, you know, what's it called? Anunnakis and tall whites and all that. You know, when you have more of your brain, you're supposed to be able to heal yourself with your brain.
Absolutely.
And shit like that.
Everything's
you know,
psychology.
there's a lot of things that we don't know that our brain could do because we're only aware of 10% of it. But like, I be blindly trying to use the rest of my brain. Like, let me see if my brain could do this. Even if I can know that it can use it or not.
Even something as simple as the
work.
power of I am. How that's the power.
The power of what?
The power of I am. Whatever you add to I am, you become.
Basically, if you could, to me, if you could visualize it in your mind, it can happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If I could visualize it, if I could see it in my brain, then I can make it happen in reality. And that's how strong your brain is. I tell everybody this, you know, on Cam's birthday, I was talking to him, I was just like, yo, bro, we sat and visualized what we wanted our next 20 years to be, and it was that. You wanted to be a rapper, I wanted to be a CEO, we wanted to run around the world, we wanted to have fun, and we did exactly what we wanted to do. We're living our childhood dreams in this moment. 20 years later, there's no regrets about what our life was. We did everything we wanted to do. We lived the dream because we could sit there and imagine the dream. If you're aware of how powerful your brain is, then you can use it.
Absolutely.
You got to.
Yeah. That's what they were trying to show in that movie, Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy was crazy.
Lucy was crazy. Yeah.
Lucy was crazy.
Yeah. But you gotta go see Get Out, man.
Yeah, just Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out was good.
I gotta see that. And I think it reminds me, I've heard that it's a similar vein of the movie I Made the List.
Okay.
You know, because it's not a horror flick, it's somewhat of a thriller, The List. And it's some good actors in it. Columbus Short's in it, Brian White's in it, Nick Turturro's in it. You know,
Columbus Short, he's a artist too.
He does everything. He plays, he does everything. Columbus. He's like hood. He's not hood. He could dance. You know, you saw that. He plays instruments. He sings. He raps.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's just a very creative person, but he's sharp. His brain is good. You know, I'd heard a lot of things about him, but you know, you can't listen to what you hear about people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if you listen,
Because your experience working with it was a great experience.
great experience. And then like Brian White was like a Shakespearean thespian actor.
Right.
You know, he did his thing. Everyone showed up.
What about Claudia?
Claudia Jordan was ill. You know, and I didn't even know she could act like that. You know, I didn't. You know, she really brought it, and she was fearless. You know,
of course, Nick Totoro.
Nick Totoro's a funny guy. Yeah, he's a funny guy. We're also developing another movie as well. There's a movie about, there's a whole Italian movie. I'm going after that Goodfellas money as well. Just because I'm black don't mean I can't do everything I direct got to be so black. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going after that. I want everything. I want to experience everything that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making movies about things I like. Zab Judah wrote a script that I'm gonna direct that I think is dope. There's so many different things I want to do. I'm never gonna have enough money to do everything I want to do. I'm always gonna be broke because every time I make $1, I put it into another dream. And I enjoy that. It's the life I chose. I love the struggle doing things I love because it doesn't ever feel like work and it's never a risk. It's just you got to be confident enough to know you're going to win when you love something. It's just like when you find a girl you like, there's no way I'm not getting that girl. You know what I'm saying? I found the girl I wanted. She's sitting right in front of me. I knew she was going to be mine. There wasn't nothing you could tell me to tell me she wasn't. Anything I want, I know I could get. And I'm sure she felt the same about me. I saw the way she was looking at me. I know you wanted me, Rocky. As soon as you saw me, you wanted me. You're like, oh, a black man? And she thought she was white. You know, she's
a black man?
Nah, she ain't know black people were so smart. She didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
But she's Spanish, but she didn't grow up around so many Spanish people.
Right.
But she's Spanish. I'd be like, shit. You oozing Spanish. She's Spanish. And I love Spanish. She's my favorite grade of woman, but go ahead. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Or you have any?
Question about the Oscars. What is your thought on black films like Moonlight and Hidden Figures?
They were good films, you know. I think they were good. I think they were well directed. I think they were I didn't see Moonlight and the other one yet, but I did see Hidden Figures, and I thought it was great. It was colorless. When movies are good, they're not black films. They're not white films. They're colorless. You know, when something's good, it goes way past color. You know what I'm saying? But they were all good films. They had good scripts. They were good performances. The music was good. You know, it had a point. It was empowering to women, empowering to black women. It was a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that it would have got the best. Moonlight got it, right?
Yeah, Moonlight got it.
Yeah.
Do you think the Oscars did a good job of integrating, making more black awareness this time?
I mean, the president of the Oscars is black. And, you know, it's crazy about, the thing about the Oscars is sometimes there's more competition than others. Like, I remember I felt like I got dubbed at the Oscars when I did The Woodsman and Shadowboxer. You know, if it was just a rough year. It was so much competition. But had it been a different year, I could have got in there. Honestly, I don't like. My thing about with black people complaining about a white award is, yo, who gives a fuck about a white award? We just should go create our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not happy about somebody giving you something, then go take it and you be the person that's giving. If I don't want to visit another person's house because they don't like what I do in their house, I'm gonna have my own house. I'm gonna do what I want to do in my own house. I don't want to really be given nothing.
Right.
Only thing I want to do
No
is have.
doors are closed to you.
Yes, you could do it all. So we would just have to create something that's prestigious, and just because it's not a white award doesn't mean it's any less credible. You know, and we could be black people that give. Why we can't be black people that give white people awards? I want to make an award that white people are mad about that they can't be a part of. You know, just because you're a black person doesn't mean you can only do black things. But it could be run like the Oscars is run by a black person. The president is black. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's the voters that aren't. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you have to understand what the system of the Oscars is and what people do. They campaign. So the way you get an Oscar costs money. You have to like physically send your stuff to an Oscar voter, someone that can vote. And you have to do screenings for Oscar voters, someone that can vote.
And all that costs money.
You're kissing an Oscar voter's ass. You know who can vote, not to tell us business, but it's just dope. RZA. RZA's a member. You know what I'm saying? And a friend of mine got nominated, but he knew he was going to get nominated. He was strategic about it. Wow. He knows, like, if I want to get nominated for something, I just, you know, there's a certain category I know I could get into.
Why
with $100,000, you could get it.
Why do you think they don't use? They don't have a category for horror movies?
Probably because they're not made very well.
Oh, okay.
I think a horror movie, they don't. You know, there's no category for comedies. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's because a movie is a movie.
Yeah.
If you do a horror, like, you know, if you do a horror flick so good that it deserves the Oscar, then it'll get nominated. But there's no prejudice. Don't try to put prejudice in the Oscars. A movie is a movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's like, should they have like best black movie? No. A movie is a movie.
Right.
That would be racist.
Yeah.
Even though in music they do that.
Yeah.
Best urban, best black.
Yeah.
It ain't like everyone's in the same competition.
Right.
You have to be racist.
Put our own award show together then, huh?
Yeah, it takes work. I don't really give a fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do things for awards. I don't mind going to one and then acting up, you know. But honestly, I don't validate myself by somebody else telling me I'm good. You know,
You said you stopped going to the award shows back in the day too. Like,
yeah, that shit was boring to me, and it was too political. Like, once you know the system and how it, you know, not to sound like Trump, but that shit be rigged. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to do. If you know how to play the game, then you can win. You just have to want to win. Like, if you're really interested in that, you know, you'll figure it out. You'll talk to someone that got an Oscar. You'll understand what it means to campaign. But you got to go on a campaign for an Oscar. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like it's just like anyone can get an Oscar just because it's a good movie.
Just because you got a good movie.
You got to put money into winning an Oscar. It takes a couple of million to win an Oscar.
Because I've seen some good independent films that didn't get.
They didn't campaign.
Yeah.
You got to campaign. If you know how to campaign, you can be in the game. You understand what I'm saying?
Politics.
It just, you know, it can be bought. Every game can be bought. You just have to know it. Everything at the end of the day is always about bread.
Every game can be bought. I think we end on that note. Everything can be bought.
I think we end on that.
Yeah, we end.
That was it. That was your voice. That was a drop the mic.
I mean, unless there's some more questions, I don't want
Yeah.
to rude to the.
Once you get your lesson,
To the line.
once you get your lesson,
I think, you know, everything can be bought.
Once you learn something,
I just learned something. Everything can be bought.
as you learn something,
That's a dope.
every game can be bought.
Yeah.
There ain't not a game out here that can't be bought.
Yo, this is Kenyatta with Hip Hop Motivation. First of all, I want to tell everybody out there, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube page. And if you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you do so. Stay in tune. We have a lot more to come. Peace.
Deciding from thoughts of being sick and tired of something, starting something, or admiring something can be the emotions that fuel change. Because write this down. Emotion leads to passion, passion leads to action, and action leads to results. Word up. Question: what's the #1 killer of dreams? If you said fear, you're wrong. Fear is on the list, but it's not the #1 killer. The #1 killer of dreams is comfort. The comfort of a good paying job or in an active relationship can seduce us for many years into the rhythm of accepting things without making any moves to change, further numbing us into a state of zombie-like passiveness. Write this down. Passiveness will cause your dreams to pass you by.
Dash thing. Nah, I don't want to chill out, bruh. You know what I want to do? Believe in yourself. Build your own personal wealth. Then that becomes personal health. Think I'm rhyming. How about that?
Everything go down here. Just gotta, know what I mean, be a little smart.
I see you grooving right now, dude.
Oh, in my groove.
Yeah. I started daydreaming. I started thinking about something.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to spend all kinds of money. I like the dollar, I like the euro, I like the pound, I like the franc pause, I like the yen.